This week we are kind of near the Lake District. We're staying in a lodge for the week and just having a bit of a detox and a bit of a relax. I do feel like I'm struggling a little bit mentally. I feel like I just want a lot of change and that's not coming about. So I feel like this week is going to be really nice to just not go on social media as much, just have a bit of a chill and really just kind of disconnect from everything for the week. It is Tuesday. We did get here last night and I did film quite a lot of montage clips from last night. But yeah, I've just not really been in the mindset to film any talking clips, and I didn't want to force myself to film any talking clips while I knew I wasn't in the right frame of mind to talk. Again, in the frame of mind of not wanting to scroll so much because I feel like that is just messing with my head at the minute. And I feel like I'm so stuck in my phone. I feel like once I start scrolling, I just cannot tear myself away, and I just find absolutely nothing that I need to be scrolling, and I just end up spending hours and hours scrolling and just getting sucked into that like wormhole of just consuming content that isn't really necessary. So this week I want to try and read a lot more in place of where I would be scrolling. I got about 100 pages in and I can't tell how I feel about it as of yet. I feel like it's gonna get weird. I feel like it already is kind of getting weird, but like I don't have a clue where it's gonna go, and I feel like it could get weird with how it ends up going. Basically, it is about this trad wife who lives on a farm with her husband and her kids. She's also an influencer, and she wakes up one morning and has found that she's gone back in time by quite a few 100 years, and she basically so far is figuring out what is going on, why her family don't quite resemble her family, and it's kind of this like uncanniness of her farm as she knows it. As I said, not quite sure what the direction it's going to take is going to be, but it's been compared to A Handmaid's Tale and Gone Girl, which I've read Handmaid's Tale, I have never seen or read Gone Girl. But yeah, it is quite a page turner. I do feel like I've gotten through those 100 pages quite quickly, but I'm just not sure how I feel about the actual book and what's happening. And I don't feel like I'm far enough in to really, really be hooked to the plot in a way where I'm like rooting for her and stuff. But having said that, my aim this week is to try and finish this book. I have brought another small book with me. However, I'm not sure I'm going to get around to it because I do feel like this is quite a hefty book. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to chill for the rest of the evening and carry on reading this and see how far I can get through it. And then tomorrow we're going to the Lake District and we're going to have a walk around Windermere specifically. I know the Lake District is such a big area, so Windermere specifically, and yeah, just hopefully have a really nice like lunch, coffee, walk around. But yeah, very excited to have a few more days here, minimizing my screen time, trying to just connect and take in the nature that is around here, because honestly, it's just such a beautiful place. And yeah, reading more, chilling out a bit, and not being on my phone. am yet to grab some breakfast, so that is my one task I have left before we leave. But other than that, I am ready to go have a day walking around Windermere. I do think it's going to be raining today, which is going to mean that I'm just going to end up putting my puffer jacket on, zipping it up, probably hood up. But yeah, we love English weather. So I think I'm going to make a hojicha for breakfast. I would have a coffee, but I feel like we're going to go to a cafe when we're there, so I don't want to overdo it and have 2 coffees. So I'm going to make a hojicha, have some pancakes for breakfast, and then we can head off. Good morning, it is now Thursday. This is how much I have left of yesteryear. I literally have about 100 pages or so left to read today. I also have given up with the cover sleeve. I absolutely hate hardback covers, and every time I read one I think, no, it'll be fine, I'll leave it on, and then I get about halfway through and it just really starts to bug me, so I ended up taking it off. I feel like I have been on an absolute roll with reading this book though. We got back yesterday and I just spent the evening reading, and then this morning I spent a bit more time reading as well. Honestly, I have no clue how they're going to wrap up the story and the plot in the next 100 pages or so, because I feel like there's been so much world building so far that like I feel like we're really gonna have to speed up the plot. But yeah, at the moment it just feels a little bit stuck in like the world building element, and I don't know how it's gonna unfold. I don't know how I want it to unfold, but I'm a bit scared that because there's only 100 pages left, it's gonna feel a bit rushed and a bit maybe disappointing. I'm not sure, it obviously depends how it ends, but I just know that in my head 100 pages to get through the entire twist of the book is not that much really, so I'm a bit apprehensive on what's going to happen in the next 100 pages, but I want to try my best to finish it today so that I've accomplished that and ticked off a book this week. But yeah, another 100 pages or so to push through, and I will keep you updated with how I feel about it at the end. Okay, I quickly wanted to pop in at the end of this vlog and touch on how I found the end of yesteryear, because I do feel like I spent quite a big portion of this vlog reading it, so I thought I would pop in and update you on how I found the end of the book. I did say it in this vlog, but I feel like the world building took such a big portion up of this book
that there wasn't enough time to really sit with the end and for it to tell us anything really meaningful. Because I just feel like the end was so rushed, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a big fan of the twist. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I just felt like it fell flat for me anyway. I don't feel like it told us a lot about like tradwife and social media and going analog and which one is the right option. I just feel like it kind of bounced around all these different ideas without really doing a great lot of commentary on any of them, to be honest. Yeah, so I definitely was a bit disappointed with the end of the book. I kind of started it feeling really interested about where it was going to go, what it was going to comment on, and yeah, just ended it feeling a bit deflated and a bit disappointed with the end. Yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit disappointed with it. I have since read a smaller book to try and like get myself back into reading, but I definitely think if I didn't do that, I would have just fallen into a big reading slump, and that's not what I wanted. And I do feel like I could have definitely ended up in a reading slump after this book, just because of how like flat it fell.